All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Wayne's World Garage. We're heading to the sawmill today. It's Wednesday, 49 degrees out, and it's raining. Charlie Smith had some poplars come down, and he needs more fence boards, or Charlie needs more deck boards for his hay wagons. So he says, come and get these and turn them into 1-inch thick boards. So what we did is yesterday I went up to his place, loaded up 4 of these logs. One of them is 18 foot, 20 foot, which is what he wants. And the rest of them are smaller, but they're nice poplar. There's no rot on them. They've been sitting for a few months, but they look like they're in good shape. So we'll take Old Blue. We've got them loaded up on a trailer. I think everything's hooked up well. Got my chocks out. And we'll get Blue fired up and we'll hit the road and bring these off to the sawmill. And life will be good. So let's get rocking. This is pretty boring for you, but I do it anyway because I can. 1988 7.3 liter IDI, indirect injection. It's got 175k. No, 176. We'll put some miles on it this year. Bought it when it was brand new, $13,000. So let's see if she starts up this morning. It's 50 degrees, so I don't think it'll be a problem. The one thing you do kind of have to do is, like it says, wait for the engine to start. And when that goes off, that's the glow plugs. Now crank it over. Hey, how about that? She started up. As she always does. And I'm not going to bother running this thing during the rain. But let me turn my lights on. And, oops, let me turn this down. Let me turn my lights on. And we'll head off to this sawmill. And then we should be in good shape. We'll get these guys cut up. Let me see here. We've got no coolant temperature. We got some oil pressure. You probably can't see that. We got a little bit of exhaust gas temperature, and it's raining out. We're ready to roll. Okay, tires good, brakes fair. Let's go. All right, we made it to the sawmill intact. We got the 4 logs here, and let's start getting these guys off. Looks like we've got Matt here who's going to watch us. Phil's going to jump out and give us a hand. So let's get cracking here. Take these chains off and. So before we start cutting boards here today, we've got a few things to do. First, we've got to get these logs off. We're not going to cut these logs today, though. We have to put our sawdust collection system back. It's basically like an old hay elevator. We got to put that back in the place where it used to be so we can get rid of our sawdust. Then we're going to back our sawdust wagon into place so that we can collect all the sawdust that we cut. So we got a couple things to do. We'll put those on the video too, just so you can watch what it takes to get this stuff done. And then we're going to start cutting some of these fence boards up. So, in case you all have not been watching this, we have not cut logs and made lumber in probably 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. We've done a whole lot of work on this saw. We've done a lot of improvements, removed a lot of dust. We spent tons of time cleaning this. We probably moved 15 yards of sawdust. So we got a lot of that stuff out of the way. We've improved things. We poured concrete. We supported our husk a whole lot better. We supported our tracks. We straightened our tracks thanks to some equipment and tools that frickin' Jeep John lent us. So optimistically, we're on track here. We're going to be cutting nice looking wood today, and let's see how it goes.
Almost didn't bring them, you know, because they're on the trailer, and yesterday was nice, you know, and whatever.
Yeah.
These are the guy we built hay wagon boards for a while ago.
Yeah.
These are the rest of his to finish up his hay wagons, because I guess we didn't give him enough.
So these are red oak?
No, these are.
Thought we were doing exclusively red oak previously for them.
No.
Oh, the plus side is around.
Oh, they're very nice. They're nice logs. Yeah.
So what are the lengths?
16. I think. 20-foot trailer. So this one.
About 18.
One of them is 18. That's
Does that count the tongue or no?
no.
Alright,
So this one here is close to 18.
18, 19 feet.
18 or 19 feet on this one. Or 18 foot.
I was hoping to get some boards for shelves in my garage that I have to piece together, but we're hoping. I pretty much already got it done with fence boards. Which I think will work out fine. Would have been better solid pieces, but somebody will go to that house and
Here
say,
you go.
man, look at these nice oak boards they built shelves out of.
I didn't know we wanted them.
Yeah.
You're missing a pin over here. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Two pins.
Good.
Oh, sorry.
Watch your, yeah, watch your, yeah.
Moved in there on me.
Yep. Geez, on that one. Should have one more of these over here. Very good.
So have you ever tried it?
Pretty damn slick. We'll put Pete to work here. You holding that cable there, Matt? Watch your fingers.
Yeah, okay, look at whoa, very slow. Very slow. Heads up, iron a hole. Heads up.
Alan, how are you this morning?
All right, took me 15 minutes
Hold on,
to
hold
get
on.
here.
Matt, would you put that inside here for the sawmill? Is that for the post you put up? Yeah.
General's Highway is awful.
Oh, no, General's Highway. How could General's Highway be awful? Yeah, I mean,
Long enough.
maybe not, but I know where we got trees, so. Really? You hear my in there? No, I got a thing about my thing. I'm just changing my toolboxes. You can read it. Look, I'm not good. Yeah, come more in here. There we go. We're getting Alan. I'm sorry. You got him off of it. Hold on. We got
These are the ones we cut down?
No, these are the ones my name is Charlie Smith. You know, and he told me, oh yeah, blah, blah, I'm 84 years old, can you come and get him? Like, no worries, I'll be with you. You know, they're out there, and there for his freeway. He did a bunch of freeway the last year. This is what he said. But he couldn't work to kill it, freeway. He can drive right in the belly. No, he does not. But he plays and that's his job, you know what I mean? He likes doing it. And this one goes with the other one? That one goes in the back of my truck. Wonderful. Easy as pie. Man, I can't make pie. Hell? What did we hit? It's got a little grant. Right here.
Ah, send it back.
What's it got?
Just a little nub that's stopping us.
Oh, geez. We're going to refund.
It'll go. Hold on.
We can do it, but I got to put my spread on But
what will that leverage be our front?
Little cast wheel on there to pull it.
We'll get ready?
Let's just slide it out a little bit.
We gotta slide it back on, I think. If anything goes wrong, just say something, we won't drop it. We're
Caught on something?
just gotta slide back.
Hold on.
Hold up, we gotta get over watch silk pile. Watch behind you. Here we go.
You're never gonna make that angle.
We're in.
Slide.
Swing it around. Can you swing it around a little bit?
You're gonna have to go past
it. There we go.
optimism, Pete, optimism.
Watch it. Pull it.
There we go. Okay. Okay.
Hold on, I gotta put that. All right. All right. We're good on this one.
We all ready?
Huh? It's seen better days. Okay.
We're off.
Keep sliding.
Now your way. Clear?
Clear. A little bit more.
One more?
All right. Come on down.
We're going boards. What? Pick it up. There you go. You want to pick it up though?
Yeah.
What was that? Don't be careful. It's not bad.
You have to dig it out a little. Yeah, we're finding right
Yeah.
here. All right. Dig it out a little, or
Come
just
this way.
abandon those boards.
Oh.
Oh, we're pulling it out.
Oh. Yeah.
Shift it that way. A little bit. Right now. So you're binding on the left side.
Push that down, you might not fall.
Well, it's going to be, I do.
Probably we need to bring it down a bit.
You're gonna clear the base.
We got a long way to go.
Yeah, but you're gonna clear a blade.
Okay. So should we go
All right.
back in, Tom?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
digging in the wood.
Pull the wood out.
I think so. All the way to go.
All right.
If it's sitting on there and it's too high, then yes, you gotta pull it up.
All right, let me get this one more.
You all ready?
Yeah, I can get it. Just hold it. Pull it up for me.
You could use some poplar instead of
There's the other stuff. Hey, there's the other stuff, yeah.
All right, no problem.
Just give me the cord. What cord?
We're gonna pull all the slack out and we'll put the excess over at the source.
Not all there. There's some over there. We'll have to be able to pull it back.
Yeah, so we can pull it
Yes,
back.
yes, yeah, we certainly do.
We want slack so we can pull it back if need be.
Nice job.
Put a top cut blade in.
Yeah, well, that's would be cool, huh?
Is that on your list of Santa Claus?
Nope.
Oh, when it's saying that, they see that. There you go, don't let it pull it out, it's like, once they get that, we'll be involved.
So what are the chances are it's going to work? 50-50.
I got it looped here, so whatever.
I'd say just leave enough to plug it in and just loop it up here.
Yep.
That way there's nothing getting in our way.
Yep.
Probably looks better if the excess is over.
All right, here comes Sparks.
Sparks barreling.
Clear?
Shocking. Unbelievable. With the winch there, you can't use it. So, interesting, the analytics that you can provide. Well, it's been about 5 weeks since we started doing some much needed maintenance on this frick sawmill. Some of the things we've done is we straightened out the tracks so that the carriage will run straight. The husk will cut straight boards all day long if you've got 8-foot logs, but if you've got longer logs, the tracks which attach to the ends of the husk have got to be straight and true. So we straightened those guys out. We also put new toothbrushes on them. You see little toothbrushes right there to take the sawdust off of the tracks and keep the wheels a little bit more in contact with the tracks. We've probably removed 10, 15 yards of sawdust, 20 years of accumulation of sawdust. We just dug it all out and we got guys just truck it away. Took all that stuff out of there. Additionally, we poured a bunch of concrete. We put a couple of sonotubes in with some piers in, and the piers now hold this nice I-beam in to give it a little bit more support. I believe that these things are supposed to be supported every 4 feet. Ours was about every 12 feet is what the support was. So at least now we're 5 or 6 feet, closer to 5 feet anyway. We've got some nice concrete in the ground, and I believe it's going to do a little bit better here sawing. Critically, we adjusted the lead on the saw. And the saw meaning actually the blade. The lead is when the blade touches the wood first. And what you want is you want the part which touches it first to have about a 32nd, maybe a 16th of an inch forward lean into the log. That's kind of critical. We didn't have that. And we didn't have that, as John frickin' Jeep said, you're going to lose 30% of your power and make your blade hot, which is exactly what we did with that 56-inch blade. We made it really hot. So we've got to get that fixed. But we're back on track. Additionally, Pete put a square on this a long time ago and said, why is this not 90 degrees? The saw, the blade again, was not 90 degrees to our knees. It was, 80 degrees, whatever it is. So we took some shims and we shimmed that up, and we're cutting 90-degree cants now. I'll show you a couple of pictures of that. But we're on track to making things much better so that we're cutting much better lumber. So one of the things you see as Gary's feeding these logs into the saw meaning the blade, okay, the sawdust is no longer shooting back at us. So what happens is when the lead of the saw is wrong, it uses a whole lot more horsepower, and sawdust from the back part of the blade, the second part of where it hits, shoots back at us. So we spent some time, we adjusted the lead, it runs much better. Thank you, frickin' Jeep, for telling us about that and making sure we got that on track. Another big thing we learned is when the lead of the saw is off, okay, it's going to generate a whole lot more heat. That 30% extra power it uses, where's that go? It goes to heating up the saw meaning the blade, of course. And the previous saw we were using, the 56-inch one, which needs to get repaired, okay, got hot. We're running it, we weren't quite sure, why is it getting so hot? Why is this thing getting hot all the time? It's getting hot because the lead is so far off. So the other big news flash here is it looks like Gary, the guy with the orange hat, who's our sawyer today. Actually, we have two people with orange hats. Must be Orange Hat Day. Gary, it looks like his job's pretty easy. All he does is sit there and push his lever back and forth, and he's good to go, and he measures it once in a while, make sure we're on track. Actually, that job is much more complicated than it looks, because besides being the guy who figures out where we're going to make each cut, he's responsible for the safety and operation of this mill. So he's got to have eyes on pretty much everybody to make sure nobody does anything that's going to be unsafe, nobody's going to get hurt. So while it looks like he's just slamming this thing back and forth, cutting wood, he's actually paying attention, trying to pay attention to everything that's going on and watching it out for everybody's safety. So one of the other things we noticed during our maintenance of this sawmill is that our knees were kind of worn. And I'm not sure what you want to call them, the knees or the L's. It's basically where the log sits. So there's a flat part on the bottom, which is perpendicular 90 degrees to the saw. Okay, and there's the knees. We call them the knees, the vertical part. Our knees are worn. Okay, they're actually, you can see where the log hits them after doing this for 50 or 60 or 70, who knows how many years. Okay, they're worn out. What we're doing now, okay, is once we take a log and make a flat spot on it, you put that flat spot on the bottom of the L. And this way it's perpendicular all of the time to the saw. You may recall we shimmed the knees, okay, so they're exactly perpendicular to the saw. That's made a huge difference. So from this point forward, we're going to start doing that all the time, and I believe we'll be cutting much, much better looking lumber. So this is what we're looking for. It's kind of nice. We've got these cants, and we measured on 4 different sides, 2 at each end, and they're both 6.5 inches. Exactly what we're looking for. So that means some of the work we've done has paid off swimmingly well. So the real test will be next week. We cut some 18-foot logs, and we'll see how they look. As you may recall from one of the earlier videos, we added a second overflow tank here to catch the coolant. And with a little bit more volume, it's working just as expected.